However, I don't know it. Guess what? I can go to Claude Code and go do that. We built 5 businesses in 7 months. And guess what? That is the difference of why I say, hey, Ethan and Uplink, it's the people.
Definitely. And I think that's where, especially when we try to broadcast what we do, who we are on our side, it's not, I mean, we love to talk about the AI and the capabilities that it has, but the capabilities that we're striving for is making our people that much more efficient, that much more dedicated to the entities that they're working with, to the people that they're working with at the end of the day. Because what we're trying to do is it's those simple problems, it's those mundane problems that eat up your day's worth of time, that take you away from the complexity of managing a business owner, right? Or working with a relationship. And so that's why at the end of the day for us, it's not just like, oh, we're doing AI and it's doing everything, right? No, you're still working with somebody on our team, right? And there's an AI that's working with them to make them more efficient, to make the other team members more efficient. Just as you said, right? We have team members that can interchange in and out depending on their specialty to be able to work with you on the most complex problems, but still have the entire granular set of data of what's happened on this account, where have we gotten to, where did we come from on it, right at their fingertips, because it's so much easier now with the AI to be able to parse through and understand the context of a situation. And so I appreciate you highlighting, especially the personnel side, because it isn't. At the end of the day,
And
it's
I
not
will,
just the AI, right?
yeah, and I will, you're absolutely right. People like percentages. I would call it like 25-75, right? 25% AI, 75% the person, because it's great. People say all the great things something can do until you actually see it and go through it. And, this is a shout out to Alyssa on your team, that my assistants on there, we're all 3 of us are laughing as she's quantifying our expenses, or if it's an owner's draw or what have you. But now you have the oversight of a real person. AI just makes all of the calculations and the coordination. I just call it like you go into a room and it's decluttered. Now you could actually have a talk. And Alyssa's like, okay, all we're going to solve today is this, this, and this. We look forward to it. Now we're like, all right, what are we doing next, Alyssa? And and she's funny. And she's like, I really enjoyed talking to you, Pat, and you and Rachel. I'm like, well, this is a lot better than me getting the receipts out of my pocket and then going to, I'm not going to name any other platforms. But yeah, it's not, that manual entry stuff is not fun. Now your brain has the capacity to go concentrate on your business, or you make that one more phone call. Like I'm a big congratulate, compliment, or console. Now I can just go call Allie and say, hey, saw that you just, you graduated with a master's degree, let's say. Hey, congratulations. You wouldn't have had that bandwidth to do that one outreach or warm one touch if you're pulling out receipts and saying, did I really tip $23 on a 10 thing? What is this, right? Who knows? It's already figured out for you. So that's
And
what I like about it, because it creates the human, and then that allows you to grow your business organically.
And Pat, it's almost interesting just to go down that track a little bit deeper. You're starting to talk about removing the frustration of dealing with book. I mean, you're saying bookkeeping's fun, which is a wild statement for I think a lot of people to hear, almost in a sense.
I think it's fun because you get to revisit what you don't have to do anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
Fun, right?
and you hit on something that I think I've never actually even quite quantified this yet. So you're kind of bringing this to light for me too, is you have now mental bandwidth to go do things that are more engaging, right? And I've always approached it as we're saving time. Now you can go grow your business. But if you look at it from saving the frustration side, you have that much more emotional capital to go talk to your team members, check in with them, right? That being able to work with these types of systems, you're saving on your mental capacity to go do more fun things like encouragement to the team. Just as you said, that's such an important topic, isn't it? That being able to work with a business like that.
It's everything. And thank the Lord that God sent me Jill. Jill's my better half, and she's just such an amazing woman. And she's downstairs right now because she's on a call. She's an executive at Aldi, and she has a 15-minute one-on-one with each one of her team members a week. And we're having coffee or something. I'm dancing or something and trying to make her laugh in the kitchen. So she's like, Pat, you need to start one-on-ones with 15 minutes. Well, guess what? If I'm doing bookkeeping, I don't have that. So now I get to say, hey, what's important to you, Ethan? Like, hey, what's important to you, Allie? I know that I talked to Razel, which is our senior operations coordinator. I'm like, how's Julius doing, her husband? How's Giselle doing, their daughter? It's a mix of Julius and Razel, so I didn't want to confuse you there. But she's like, well, Pat, what are you talking about? I'm like, no, I'm a servant leader and I've done a poor job and I failed you to ask about your family more and then what I can do to, eventually allow you to spend more time with them. And what that's allowed to, and this is, I mean, you can vet it, you can talk to Razel yourself. Where my goal for them is by Q4, we don't work Fridays. Fridays are off for them. We can do just as much efficiently in 4 to 6 hours a day in the first 4 days of the week. You get a 3-day weekend every weekend. I'll be here on Friday. I'll be taking appointments, but that's again, leaders eat last. That's just it, right? And that's okay. I would have never thought about that if I had to do the bookkeeping, right? But, and more importantly, the bookkeeping is it's the foundation to be able to do the fun stuff. Like, what? I do this strategy and you're going to tell me for every $100 I invest in myself, you're going to give me back 217. I'm like, yeah, I go, but add a zero to that. So what do you mean? For every $1,000 you invest in yourself, you're going to give me back $2,117? And I'm like, well, that's just an estimate. I'm like, if it goes higher than that, that's all you have to invest. They're like, well, where do I sign up? I go, let me introduce you to Matt.
Yep.
I mean, you
No,
know
it
what I'm
is.
saying, Ethan? And it's like, then you're taking it from like, you're listening to them, solving a problem, and then the next step is this. Like, yeah, they just want to know that there's a next option.
Yep. Yeah, and it is. It's giving the business owner the visibility to not be worried about what's going on. I mean, you'd said excited already, sit down, work. It's an organized room coming into it. Seeing a non-cluttered room just walking in, right, relieves the stress a little bit, right? You still have tasks to do, right? There's still work to be done, but it's not so stressful. It's very approachable. You know what you need to do. And like you said, the tax it takes off your mental state to be able to work with the rest of your team members or
No
go to
pun
that
intended.
next business
No pun
meeting.
intended. The tax, right? No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like Dan Martell will call it like deep focus work. So now you can get into the deep focus work, which really moves the needle. And the first thing you want to do is like, I consult some business owners. I'm like, let me see your calendar. And of that, what, 20 to 40% of their time is the work that really moves the needle. I'm like, okay, well, let's start to chip away at that. Then let's get slightly better. And then all of a sudden they go from 30 to 40, maybe to 50%. That extra 10% on deep focus work just moved the needle by $316,000 this quarter. They're like, Pat, what else do you have? I'm like, let me tell you about Kim. You know what I mean? So it's funny, but it's like it's found money. And that's exactly why 93% of business owners, Ethan, are overpaying the IRS.
Yep. No,
I love the IRS. They get their fair share, but there's nothing better to being the Robin Hood legal. The Robin Hood, the legal Robin Hood of being like, let me take this and put it back in your pocket.
Definitely. Beautiful. Well, Pat, I much appreciate having the conversation. If I can grab one more good soundbite from you, we've kind of talked around the horn a bunch of different conversations with this. Who do you see us best serving? I mean, you kind of explained why you chose working with us. What do you see the future of us looking like? Who would you recommend us to at the end of the day?
What a great question. So the way that I see it going is this. There's so much information. There's so much education out there between ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, of course, Anthropic, all of the AI type stuff. Well, I listened to a Gary Vee thing, and he mentioned that there will be more 25-year-old millionaires in the next 5 to 10 years than there ever's been, right? So what do they do though? They will be probably being more of entrepreneurs. Guess what we need with entrepreneurs? Now they need business entity optimization. From a very simplistic level is, okay, we get an LLC. Well, there's no real tax there. It's just we're limiting the liability. Now it's education, right? But then at the threshold of that is, well, shoot. Well, what if I own a salon and then those seats fill up? Those people that I'm taking care of in my care, they're technically all their own business. Now I can add that as almost like a human resource element to those 9 stylists. And let's say they bring in their white lights or their, what are they called? The glow lights that we all have on ourselves now that makes me look.
The ring lights.
Yeah, the ring lights. So then all of that is a business expense versus going out of your personal account. But then all of a sudden they have an advisor and they say, "Are you looking to buy a house in the next 2 years?" Yes. Well, we may want to take a little bit more income for reasonable compensation because we need to get you a house. So now that's where I see where you're so primed because that next era isn't going to be 9 to 5, go to college, do that. It's going to be, I can go make the similar amount of money. They understand that life isn't just about going to work and then, God forbid, something happening to them. It's about living a full life. And I use Tony Robbins with that. It's the science of achievement. You can always get there, right? It's all the things we talked about, systems, habits, all of that stuff. And that's that hustle grind culture. But then you get into the art of fulfillment. Now you can spend it with faith, family, fitness, finances. I can dance in the kitchen and have froth on my mustache because I gave my wife a kiss and I love Jill. And you know what I'm saying? That's where I see you guys doing it. But it's like, it's not just the thing. It's what the thing is that allows us to do the real thing. And it's okay to make money and earn a living by doing the thing, though.
Yeah. No,
So
100%.
that's so long way around. That's where I see you really impacting a lot of lives and why I'm such an advocate of you guys.
Beautiful. Pat, I appreciate the kind words. This has been such a good partnership through this point. I'm very, very excited for what the future yields. Appreciate you taking the time here to talk with
You're
me.
going to get tired of me. You're just going to get tired of me. You're going to be like, you're gonna get tired of me.
I think I'll be all right. These conversations are always pretty fun, so I think we'll be all right. But beautiful, Pat. Well, I appreciate the time. Look forward to the continuing a long-lasting relationship and partnership here as we go forward, and very, very excited for the future holds for what that means as well.
Absolutely. And likewise from all the Pinnacle family, God bless. And we just are very optimistic with you guys. And, we just keep doing the right thing step by step.
Thank you so much, Pat.
Yep. God bless.